Alarming new figures show that the police have failed to solve a single burglary in nearly half of all neighbourhoods in England and Wales over the past 3 years.
This is quite incredible. I can't believe it. The figures risk further undermining public confidence in the police. Is it even worth victims reporting crimes anymore?
Well, joining us now to find out why these cases are going unsolved is the former police detective Peter Bleksley. Peter, when you heard these figures, did you think that, like I did, there's got to be some sort of mistake, there's got to be a misprint here? This can't really be the actual figure.
No, sadly I didn't, because we're becoming increasingly aware in recent times just how much the police have turned their back on the moderate mainstream. The people that have their houses burgled, their cars stolen, their phones stolen, their bikes stolen, shopkeepers and anybody who's a victim of fraud. Quite simply, in this day and age, you are unlikely to get an investigation of any kind. And therefore, it is a criminals charter that has been created, and we are all paying the price.
And it's not a small crime, is it, burglary? We talk about lesser crimes when actually it can lead people to feel unsafe in their own homes. It can lead people to have to move because they can't get the police involved with this type of thing. They don't get any leads. The police don't look into any leads. It's not good for people.
It is a filthy, disgusting invasion of somebody's home, and often the repercussions are severe, and some people are simply never able to go back to that flat, that house, because they've been so traumatised what's happened to them. And for the police to come out with these mealy-mouthed words, which are very deceptive, that they did in 2022 when certain chiefs said police would attend every burglary, that's a deceit in itself, because there is a huge difference between attending a burglary and investigating a burglary. And now, sadly, in 2024, the standards of police training, recruitment are so poor, together with ineffective supervision and inexperienced management, that these people, these officers that turn up at crimes, if indeed they do, don't know what they're looking for. They don't know where they might find tools or implements that have been discarded by a burglar. And the likelihood of getting any kind of forensic examination, I'm afraid, is extremely slim and probably non-existent.
Burglary, like so many other forms of theft or violent crime, seems to be done by a fairly small proportion of people who make up a very large proportion of the crimes. You'd think that going after certain gangs would actually be able to reduce the amount of burglary by more than you would think, if you see what I mean. Are the police just lacking in resources to do the sort of investigative, preventative work? Or what other reason could there be for the sort of lack of this sort of control?
The police are always claiming that they have a lack of resources, but it's getting towards this time in policing history now when a decision has to be made as to what kind of policing we're going to get and what are the police going to do. Are they going to be their current incarnation of a social service which hoovers up so much of their time, or do we want an effective, well-trained crime-fighting force? Because we're getting very much towards those crossroads if we're not already there now. The problem is, with so much of policing, is that we have a liberal, fluffy wokerati that prowl the corridors of policing power. They're afraid of their civil staff, they're terrified of them, they pander to politicians, and when it comes down to crimes like burglary, senior police officers this day and age will tell you everything you need to know about a smashed avocado buffet, but they know nothing about smashed window burglaries.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Peter Bleksley, former police detective.